everybody, welcome back to my channel. So as the title stated, today I would like to share with you guys how I'm planning to save money in 2021. So I know January is coming to an end, but I just feel like I have a lot of spending habits that I am not obviously proud of. So here are some ideas that I am going to implement in my life in 2021, and hopefully you guys will find it helpful too. So let's get into it. So the very first thing is don't buy repeating pieces. So I actually brought some examples to show you guys. As you guys can see, I'm wearing a plaid shirt. This plaid shirt is from TNA. I believe I bought this in high school a long time ago, and I'm still wearing it. It's still in the great condition. I am just a huge fan of plaid since high school. So I have been collecting them since high school. On top of that, I have been buying more. So here are just some examples. I don't have everything, okay? So I have a red, I have a blue, which this one is quite similar, and I have a green, I have a brown, I have another gray looking one. This one is thicker, so I don't want to justify it for myself, but it almost feels like a jacket, like between a jacket and a plaid shirt, so somewhere there. So it's like a jacket, but these ones are all just plaid shirt, not even a jacket. This one sure jacket, but this are not even everything. So as you can see, I am addicted to buying the exact same thing in multiple colors. What I try to say is I can style it literally with different color tops to make it a statement piece versus having to have it in every single color. So that's one thing that I'm going to change, is to stop buying same pieces, same item in multiple colors, because I really don't need that. So yeah. The second thing is really implementing the 50-30-20 strategy. So I read it online. What it is that 50% of your paycheck goes to your essential stuff that you have to pay, such as rent, or if you have mortgage, or anything that's essential that you have to pay, your bills, your hydro, stuff like that, every single month. That's 50% of your pay that goes to that. 30% would be any stuff that you want to spend. So let's say going out to eat with your friends, or buying clothes, accessories, or buying anything that's actually not necessary, your wants basically. Those goes to that 30%. The 20%, it is going to be the amount that you have to save. Growing up in an Asian family, you are taught to save 50% of what you earn, which sounds crazy, but I felt like my mom actually did it her whole life, and she did really well. But I feel like 50-30-20 is something that shouldn't be too hard to implement. 20% of your paycheck goes into savings, shouldn't be hard. With that being said, I noticed that last year I have been spending quite a lot during COVID, because I started building my Instagram and I started seeing more clothes, different styles that I want to try out, and I just went into this black hole, and I was just buying everything that I see that I want. I just went crazy with it. Leading on to the next point, which is my number 3 tip point, is to stop buying things just because they are on sale. I know we all do this all the time. So we have, for instance, Sephora sale that comes around twice a year, and usually what I do is I buy a bunch of stuff that I feel like I will be using, so might as well buy it now because it's cheaper. And a lot of times I see that they're just still there, and I always have to remind myself, makeup expires. Don't even talk about skincare, and those things obviously have expiry date. And I started to think, like, accumulating all these things all at once does not guarantee me not going into Sephora maybe like a week later and buy something else again. Does it really make a difference for you to buy it this time, saving that maybe $5 and possibly leaving it in your drawer and not touch it, or just get it for $5 more but guarantee at the time that you need it? So this is something that I remind myself all the damn time. And Sephora has this like offer page where it shows you stuff that's on sale. Sometimes when I scroll through it, I always find something that I feel like I need, but obviously I don't. But I just see it as on sale. I'm like, hey, this looks beautiful. This eyeshadow, it's on sale. I need it. But really, I did not. I don't. I just no. And then the next one that I want to talk about is writing down a grocery list before going grocery shopping. So right now I live with my boyfriend, and a lot of times I feel like when we're in grocery store, it's almost like kids in candy shop these days. So when we go in, we're like, oh, I think we need this, let's get this. And then we pile up all these things, and I'm completely guilty of this. When you open our fridge, there are definitely things that are expired that we didn't even notice, because we probably have it once, we open it, we have it, and then we forget what's in there. So we have decided to start making grocery lists before going to the grocery store, and just really follow that list and only buy what you need. You know, and I think that will really help us with budgeting and making sure that we don't overspend on things that we are not going to need in the next week. So that is something that I'm going to try to work on as well in 2021, which is this year. The next one I want to talk about is coffee. So we have a coffee machine that my boyfriend holds to his dear heart. It is a Breville one, which is really nice, and it makes great coffee. So it really has no reason for me to spend money on coffee at Starbucks or cafe or anything like that. So, you know, I have been really trying to drink coffee at home instead of buying it outside. And I think everybody can probably relate to this. You know, you see Starbucks, you're like, I need a coffee, let me have one. But if you can have your coffee at home, it saves you like $5, let's say $5 a day for your coffee if you get a grande. If you get a venti, it's even more. And $5, let's say 30 days a month, that's $150. If you times 150 times 12, that's $1,800 a year. Isn't that crazy? That's a lot of money spent just on coffee. And the dangerous thing about going into any cafe is that when you walk in, I guarantee a lot of times you're not just getting that coffee. You also pick up pastries because you're like, oh, why not? It goes with the coffee. When you're not even hungry. Then you ended up spending more money. That's like $10 gone, basically. So, you know, something that I want to work on myself is to stop spending money on coffee when I have coffee at home. And the next one I want to talk about is a huge one for me. As I mentioned earlier, I started kind of pushing more on my Instagram. So I started getting influenced so easily by all the posts. So for instance, there's a lot of trend going on all the time. Every month I feel like there's something new rolling out, right? But if, let's say, I go for every single trend and I follow everything and I buy everything they have, it's just not possible. Like, you know, my closet, my wardrobe would explode. So I'm starting to tell myself that whenever I see something on there, I'm gonna try to put it in my cart, you know, for 2 weeks to a month. And if I still want it after 2 weeks to a month, then sure, I'll get it. If, let's say, the item is sold out, then it means it's not meant to be. If the item is still there, after a month I still want it, then I'll go for it, because that is more likely for me to actually want to keep the product after versus just getting it impulsively right away. Because when you get it impulsively right away, trust me, a lot of times it's just sitting there. You know, and I'm guilty of that situation where I probably have clothes in my closet right now that still has a tag on. So that leads to my next point, which is to shop your closet. I guarantee you, when you open your dresser or when you go into your closet, there are definitely items in your closet. I mean, if you were a shopaholic like me, not everybody has this problem, but if you were to really go deep into your dresser, go deep into your closet or your wardrobe, whatever, you are going to find some pieces that you have never seen before. And that is when you know you should just shop your own closet before buying anything, because there are new stuff, technically, in there that you have never worn before. So I think that's something that is really important as well, is to make sure and really know in your head what you have. Because a lot of times when you're scrolling through social media, you see these things, you're like, oh, I need this, but then you forget you probably already had this from years ago, or maybe just from a couple months ago. So I think it's important, at least for me, that is the case. So I don't know about you guys, but something that I have to do. So yeah, these are the 8 tips that I want to share with you guys today on how I am planning to save money in 2021, and I hope you guys find this helpful. Thank you so much for watching today, and I really hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, whenever you're watching this. And yeah, visit me on my Instagram. I post almost every day there. So that's it. Have a great day. Bye.